Hi, it's Imogen Lamport from Inside Out Style. So, have you ever thought that your image may be impacting your income? Now, this is something most people really don't think about. As long as they think, I'm okay. I'm getting dressed, I'm covered up, I'm, kind of with the whatever is the dress code for work. They may not think about it really specifically. Yet there's a lot of research that shows that your image, your personal brand, so we have our image and our image is part of our personal brand. So you can just think about your personal brand as, your packaging in a way. It relates to a lot about you, but the image element of it is like your packaging. And just as, goods retailers and manufacturers think a lot about what kind of packaging they put their products in, what you put on yourself, what you wrap yourself in is your packaging. And it influences how other people treat you because it influences how they perceive you. What kind of person are you? What are you expressing with that? And so this is why there's a lot of research that actually shows that just being seen as more attractive, and we can all be more attractive. Now, there is what they call the beauty, I can't even think what it's, the beauty something or other, where, naturally beautiful people do find it often easier in life to get what they want because they're seen as more attractive. And this goes actually back to bizarre survival instincts, like right back to when we are babies. We are more attracted. Babies will watch a more symmetrical, more beautiful face for longer than one that is less symmetrically beautiful. So this is coming back to, this is not making judgments as adults or anything like this. This is coming back to these kind of instinctual parts of human nature. And this is why when we wrap ourselves in more attractive packaging, when we do some grooming, when we put ourselves together in a way that we see as more attractive, that actually helps us in our business life because we are more attracted to beautiful things. Humans naturally love beautiful things, whether it's a beautiful, like I was watching a beautiful sunrise this morning as I was watching the dogs and the sky was beautiful pink and purple, to, a beautiful nature scene, to a beautiful piece of artwork. We love beauty as humans. And so this is why when we can wrap ourselves up and make ourselves into the most attractive version or, a more attractive version of ourselves, we are often then seen as a better package. It's a bit like when you're buying a secondhand car, for example. You've got two cars, same make, same model, same mileage, and one of them is, validated, it's clean, it's sparkling, it's the inside and the outside look pristine as can be. The other one is it's covered in a bit of dirt, it's got like chip packets and takeaway wrappers inside and some sultanas that your kids have squished into the floor carpet. Which one are you going to pay more for? Yep. That's right. We go for the pristine one because we assume that if the inside has been taken care of and the outside has been taken care of, then the car is going to work better, that the engine is better and that the car is going to last longer. Even though you never know, it could be that the one with the chip packets has been looked after more carefully or driven more carefully. But we don't know that. We have to make an assumption based on the outside, based on the outer looks of something to how well it's looked after. And this goes for you as well. This is why it's been shown that in some cultures, the difference between an unattractive and poorly presented person versus an attractively one presented in income is actually up to 25%. And that is, now in Western cultures, it's more goes up to about 10% different, but that's 10% more in your pay packet for doing nothing different. It's just that presenting yourself well as you can actually helps other people see you in a way that says you are worth more, just like we give that second-hand car that's been looked after a higher value than the one that doesn't appear to have been looked after as well. And so this is why you want to really think about what are you wearing, particularly to work. What are you wearing? How is it impacting on how other people are perceiving you? there's a lot in clothing. And this is why people say, oh, nobody should care about that anymore. I see this all the time. Who cares? We shouldn't be judging people on this. Yet we are, because it actually comes back to human nature. We appreciate beauty, as I mentioned, but also too, we make assumptions about what is happening on the inside by what the outside is. And so that if you look like you value yourself, if you look like you care and you have some attention to detail, we'll assume you can do that in your job as well. It says that you have a set of standards that high standards that you adhere to. And so we assume that carries over to the rest of your life. And this is why image is so important. Not only does it have, the opportunity to make us feel better about ourselves. I can't tell you how many women email me and say, I lack confidence with my style. And it makes me feel bad. And it means when I don't have confidence, when I'm going out into the workforce, I don't speak up like I want to. And I don't take the opportunities I want to. I don't have the courage I want to. And this is why I'm so passionate about helping women find their own best style and learn how to present that, because I have seen time and time and time again just what a huge impact having that improved image has given women, where they just talk about how that they've gone and done things that they would never have done before. But also too, I always remember one of my clients telling me that it was how other people started treating her when she improved her image. She said, you know what? I was, walking down the corridor and the CEO, who had never spoken to me before, but I had passed many times in the corridor, actually stopped and spoke to me. And it was like they suddenly started taking her seriously in her work where they never had before, because her image had improved. And in fact, there's research from Fortune 500 CEOs that say that all other kind of, education and experience being the same, they will always employ the better personally presented candidate. So this is why personal presentation really matters. This is why developing your own strong and effective personal brand image is so important, and why I'd love to invite you to my new masterclass, How to Unleash Your Personal Brand Image to improve your style and to improve your whole life, really, so that you too can take advantage of this powerful form of nonverbal communication, because that's what image is. It's one of our forms of nonverbal communication, and we don't want to ignore it, because when we are ignoring our image, when we're ignoring that part of nonverbal communication, what happens is it can be distracting from what our message is. And when the two things aren't congruent, our kind of survival brain tends to ignore what the words are, what the message is, because nonverbal communication is actually more important than the verbal communication in many ways. And so therefore we go with the nonverbal first. It's what feels right on a gut level. And this is why we want to get those two things to be really congruent and to get them to work in harmony, so that you then have the most opportunities and you have that confidence, and that gives you the courage and charisma to go out and do whatever it is that you want to do to change the world. So please do join me on my new free live masterclass. Link will be below, and I hope to see you there. Bye for now.